you've spent years earning those 5-star reviews. Every one of them is a customer who trusted you with their home, paid you real money, and then took the time out of their day to go vouch for you in public. Now imagine you wake up one morning, you check your Google profile, and 20 of them are gone, 40 of them are gone. No email, no warning, no explanation, just a lower review count and a sick feeling in your stomach. Look, it's not hypothetical. These things have happened to contractors time and time again. We want to establish a burden of proof that these actually existed to increase the likelihood that we do get them back. Today, I'm going to show you how to do that. This one's going to save somebody's business. Let's go. Before we move forward, I'd like to shout out the team at Roofer. If you need clean and pristine proposals, which will give your prospects no choice to buy, instant roof quotes, great CRM, hit up the team at Roofer. Here's the thing that nobody tells you when you're starting to chase reviews. Those reviews do not actually belong to you. They live on Google's platform under Google's rules, and Google can remove them whenever it decides to. And I want to be clear, I'm not being dramatic. All right, Google says this themselves. Their own help documentation admits that their automated spam detection occasionally removes legitimate reviews by mistake, straight from Google. So when does this happen? Number one, the spam purge. Google periodically sweeps through and removes reviews it thinks are fake, spammy, or incentivized. Real reviews get caught in that net all the time. Number two, there's a policy flag. So their algorithm decides a review violates a content rule and pulls it. Number three, system updates and glitches. They're constantly changing at Google and with how reviews work, how they're filtered, and during these changes, reviews can vanish, sometimes temporarily, sometimes for good. And number four, this is a big one for contractors. If you ever change your business name, move your address, or merge profiles, your reviews do not always come along for the ride. Now, here's the part that should make you all sit up. When this happens, Google does not notify you. There's not an alert. You just have fewer reviews than you did yesterday, and unless you were paying attention, you'll not even know how many you lost or which ones. So let me ask the question that matters. If 40 reviews disappeared tomorrow, could you prove they existed? Would you know which ones got taken? Could you show Google support exactly what was gone and ask for it back? If the answer is no, you're flying blind, and today we're going to fix that. This is the most boring, least sexy growth tactic I will ever teach you, and it might be the most important. You need to be consistently downloading and saving your reviews. Not once, not twice, not only when something goes wrong, on a schedule forever. Think about it like this. Reviews are an asset. They're arguably the single most valuable marketing asset your company owns because they are one thing money cannot buy and competitors cannot copy. You would not run your business without backing up your customer database. So why are you running it without backing up your social proof? Here is what backing them up actually does for you. First, it gives you proof, right? When a legitimate review gets removed in a purge, we can then go to Google support with a data record showing the reviewer's name, star rating, full text, and when it was posted. That is the difference between getting a review restored and just shrugging and kind of eating the loss. And guys, you know how hard it is to get these reviews, so let's make sure we're doing this. Second, it gives you receipts in a dispute. If you ever end up in a legal or a contractual fight, or a customer claims something never happened, you have a clean archive of your review history, and that serves as gold in that situation. Number three, and this one is the one most contractors miss, it lets you repurpose. Those reviews are testimonials. They can be ad copy, website content, social posts. When they're sitting and organized in an archive instead of trapped on a Google page, you can actually leverage them to your benefit. And that's incredibly important. So how do you do it? 3 levels, pick the one that fits where you're at. Level 1, the simple version. Once a month, screenshot every review, save them in a dedicated folder, capture the reviewer name, the date, the stars, and the full text. Takes 5 minutes. Anybody can do this today. Second option, let's do a spreadsheet. Keep a running log, date, reviewer, rating, full review text, and direct link. Now you have a searchable record you can pull and sort from anywhere instantly. Or level 3, you can automate it. This is where, we live at the agency. You can pull your reviews automatically using Google Places API, dump them into a tracker that updates itself, so you always have a live count and a full history without lifting a finger. If you're doing real review volume, this is the move, and lets you track your review velocity, which is a very important ranking signal these days. The point is not which level you pick. The point is that you pick one and actually do it. Boring as hell, but bulletproof protection. Just got to do it, guys. On the other side of this, let's talk about the attack. At some point, if you're good at what you do, you're taking market share, somebody's going to come for you, right? It might be a competitor, ex-employee, customer you fired, or a straight up review extortion scam where someone floods you with 1-star reviews and then message you demanding money to take them down. Guys, I know this is your baby. You built it from scratch. And when this happens, your gut reaction is going to be anger. It'll be all sorts of negative emotions blended into one disgusting cocktail. But anger is not a strategy. So here's the playbook that we're going to use to make sure that you can get back to where you were before that took place. You gotta be honest with yourself. A negative review is not the same as a fake review. Google allows constructive criticism, even harsh criticism. And if you report real reviews as fake, you're gonna burn your credibility with Google and lower your odds of getting that appeal approved when you actually have a legitimate case of somebody trying to attack your business without having been a customer. How do you know if it's fake? Check your records. Run the reviewer name through your CRM. Invoicing, job records, no match. It's the strongest signal that it's fake, right? Then we look at the profile. Is it a brand new account? Is there no photo, a generic name, string of reviews in their history left for your business or other people in that same industry? Look at the language. If it's vague, like worst experience ever, there's no specifics. This is one that you'll typically see. It's very ambiguous, right? It's not very descriptive because nothing actually happened. There's no job, no name, no date. No detail a real customer would mention. And watch for the burst. A lot of the times with the extortion scams, there's a sudden burst of 1-star reviews in 24 to 72 hour window, and that's a signature of a coordinated attack, not real unhappy customers. Step 2 is we're gonna document everything before we touch anything, right? This is the step everyone skips and is the most important one. Before you report a single thing, screenshot all of it. The reviews, the reviewer profiles, the names, dates, times. If someone messaged you demanding money, capture every message, the phone number, username, the email of all of it. And you might ask yourself, like, why does this matter? Because when you escalate, your evidence is your entire case. Google is far more likely to act when you can show them in writing, receipts, documentation, that this person was never a customer. The review violates the policy that Google set forth themselves. Document first, always. Then we're gonna flag the review, right? First, flag the review itself. So on the review, you click the 3 dots, choose report, and for fake reviews from bots or people who are never your customers, spam is usually the most accurate category. Pick that unless something else clearly fits better based on what the review actually says. But here's what I really want you to see, because this is the part almost nobody knows exists. I'm going to walk you through it on screen right now, and a heads up, do this on a desktop computer, not your phone. The mobile app hides the tool we need, so it's gotta be desktop. Step 1, open your Google business profile and get to your reviews. Easiest way, just search your own business name in Google. When you're signed into the account that manages or owns the GBP profile, your little management panel pops up right in the search, right? It's the first thing that you'll see in the search engine result page. Click into your reviews so you know you're looking at the full list of your reviews, and then sort it newest first. Step 2, look at the very top right of that panel. You'll see 3 little dots stacked vertically right next to that X that closes the window. Click those 3 dots. Step 3, you're gonna see a small menu that drops down with a few options. Help and support, send feedback, and then the one that you want, manage reported reviews. Click manage reported views. That's it. That right there is the command center most contractors never even find. This is where every review you've reported lives and where you can see exactly what Google decided. Bookmark this. Come back to it, because flagging a review and then forgetting about it is how fake reviews stick around forever. Now, a reminder on what we covered earlier. Google generally takes 3 to 7 business days to look at a flagged review, and they will not send you a notification when they decide. You don't get an email, don't get a text, push notification, no alert. The only way you know what happened is to come back to this exact panel and check the status for yourself. Here's where the Manage Reported Reviews panel earns its keep. When Google finishes looking at a review that you reported, you are going to see one of the 3 outcomes in here. Decision pending, which means they're still working on it. Give it the week or so. Removed, which means you won, review's gone. Or the one that makes your blood boil, review with no action taken, which means Google looked at your fake review and decided to leave it up. Don't panic on the 3rd one. You're not done here. You get to appeal. Right here in that same panel, you can select the review that got rejected and submit it for a second look. A few things that you have to know going in so you do not waste the one shot that you get. 1, you get 1 appeal per review. That's it. Make it count. Shoot your best shot. Get an open look. 2, you can select up to 10 reviews and appeal them together in a single submission, which is exactly what you want to do if you got hit with a coordinated wave instead of just one-off. 3, only appeal when you have a real specific reason backed by evidence. Proof from your records that this person was never a customer. Proof that that same exact review text is copy and pasted across a whole bunch of other business profiles. A profile that is obviously fake. Do not appeal just because the review made you angry. Because here's the hard truth, Google's decisions on the appeal is final, whether you like it or not. So for better or worse, we got one shot to show all of our receipts and prove to them like, hey, this isn't something that should be here. There is no third try. So you bring your strongest evidence, the one time that you get to use it, and that's that. That's the full loop. Find the panel on desktop, report the review, come back, check the status in manage reported reviews. And if they got it wrong, appeal once with everything that you got. From there, that's all that we could do. Don't worry, we got a couple more weapons in the bag. So the escalation paths most people do not know about. If you're dealing with a coordinated spam attack, there is a business profile redressal complaint form. which goes to Google's compliance team and is built exactly for this. Multiple fake reviews at once with evidence attached. If someone's extorting you, demanding payment to remove reviews, Google rolled out a dedicated merchant extortion report form to crack down on this. Use it and keep every message they sent you. And the last resort, the legal path. If a review contains provably false statements of fact, not just opinion, and you have documentation, Google has a legal removal form that routes to their legal team. Be realistic here, though. It takes weeks, success rates are super low, and it usually means involving an attorney, which is going to cost you more money. So if there's serious defamation or libel, I'm not an attorney, but I think those are the two terms having to do with falsely made statements that damage a company or person's reputation, credibility, or livelihood. That's an option. I've never really seen it used, but it's not for hurt feelings. Make sure it's patently false and that there's damage. So while you wait, respond like a pro, right? So here's a move that turns a fake review into a marketing win, right? You're going to reply publicly, but you're going to be calm and factual, right? And sometimes, look, maybe you got to take a deep breath and give it a couple hours. Something along the lines of, we have no record of this project in our system. Can't find your name anywhere. Obviously, this type of allegation is serious to us. We want to investigate it if this is a legitimate customer and make sure that we make it right. But we don't understand what happened. Please reach out to us at this number. You're not arguing with them. You're not being anything other than diplomatic because, if this is a real customer, you should want to know about it. Obviously, in some instances, it's going to be harder to discern if it is real or fake. But for the ones where it's close and you're not entirely sure, it's a great response. So we're signaling to every future customer reading that review that we're professional, we're responsive, and we take feedback seriously, even when it's unfair. And that's a quality a lot of prospects would really enjoy in working with a company if they were to take that tack. I'm going to tell you the thing that protects you better than any report form ever will. It's volume. If you have 18 reviews and you get hit with a 5 fake 1 stars, your rating gets wrecked and you feel it for months. If you have 400 reviews, and a consistent stream of new ones that come in every single week, 5 fake reviews are a rounding error. They get buried. They barely move the needle. You might go from a 5.0 to a 4.9, etc., until we actually get them removed because we followed the steps in this video. So the best defense against losing reviews and against fake reviews is the same defense, a relentless, systematic review generation engine that never turns off. You should be asking for reviews on every single sales call, not just project, right? If we get to the point of close one and that customer is happy, fantastic. But prior to that, most people close at around 30, 35%. If you run 100 leads, you close 30 to 35. Okay, that's 30 to 35 opportunities. I typically see between a 10 and 15% review rate, which means of those 35 jobs, we're getting around 5 to 6 reviews tops. Versus if we have 100 leads, and we exchange value and we explain to them what it means to us to get that review in that moment. What was the value that was brought forth in this call? It's not unreasonable to expect that they would give you an answer and be, in most instances, very happy to share their experience. And just let them know. Once you guys make the choice to choose us, you can always go back and edit it, specific to the project. But for now, what did you find most valuable in this consultation? Would you mind doing me a small favor? Get them down that path, give them the link, make it easy for them to get there, and you'll get the review. So instead of getting 5 to 6 reviews on 100 leads and 35 jobs, you should be able to get like 60 at least. Make sure you back them up so you never lose them. Generate them so fast that no one attacking can keep up. That's the whole game. So here's your homework, and I want you to really actually do this one. This week, do 2 things. Wait, that's 3. 2. 1, set up your review backup. Even if it's just a monthly screenshot that's added to a folder just to start. Then look at how you're asking for reviews right now and ask yourself, is it a system or are we leaving it up to chance? Because hope is not a system. If you got value out of this, please do me a favor and hit subscribe. We're building this channel into the place that roofing and home service contractors come to actually grow, not just get hyped up. And if you want us to look at your specific situation, your reviews, your rankings, your whole trajectory, I've got something for that. The link is going to be in the description. I'll see you on the other side.